Well, hello again, I guess. Today I will test how playable the original MW2 is on Xbox in 2025 with both DLCs installed. As usual, I'm using the same shitty mic from the previous video, so I hope you'll have fun. If you look on the internet, you'll notice that many people are arguing that you can't really find the matches if you have the DLC packs installed. This is likely due to the weird system the old Call of Duty games used to have. Back then, if you bought any DLC pack, then you will only be able to find lobbies with people who also had the same DLC packs installed, regardless if the lobby was just for vanilla maps. I believe this issue is specific to Infinity Ward games, particularly Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. In Call of Duty World at War, for example, you can play with anyone on vanilla maps, and the moment the lobby switches to the DLC maps, you'll simply get kicked out of the lobby, but it will still work. Now we are going to install both DLCs from all the way back in 2010, and then we will check how quickly we can find the TDM or Domination lobby. While this game is still quite populated on Xbox, as you're about to see in a moment, the waiting times will be way longer with the DLCs, so I will resume the recording as soon as I manage to find the populated lobby and then let you know the waiting times. Please keep in mind, however, that if you decide to play with the DLCs installed, you won't be able to play with anyone who doesn't have the same map packs. So if you want to play with a friend who doesn't have them, then you will have to uninstall the map packs before being able to play with him. But anyways, enough talking, let's jump into the game and see what happens. So I managed to find the lobby. It took around 2 minutes, way less than I was expecting, and looks like they're having fun in the voice chat.
You should. You should send me that text message. You're gonna fuck me like that.
Oh yeah. My bad, man. I was playing Borderlands till 2 in the morning last night, man.
Yeah, I bet you did. I was running
Then after I played Borderlands till 2 in the morning, I jacked off till 3 or 4 in the morning.
I was down there.
Yeah, I wish you could have seen me, brother. I was putting in work. Hell yeah.
I don't want to see that.
I could have called you, like buddies do, I call you
You ain't talking about me, man.
Hey, Obama said, "Hey, gay unless you swallow."
I remember that 5 years ago we were talking about this shit.
yeah, I'm still talking about it right now.
Right.
And we are playing TDM on Bailout. This map is quite iconic actually in terms of extra content for MW2, and believe it or not, it used to be one of my favorites back in the day, in 2010, when this map pack was first released. We are playing as the Russian Spetsnaz, and looks like one of our teammates is using the notorious right shield. I'm using the classic AK-47 class with a red dot and FMJ since we're playing as the Russians, and the digital camo to fit our uniform, I guess. And I can already hear the noob tubes and RPGs in the background. I guess this is going to be one of these games, but let's see. Yeah, I can already tell this game is going to be a nightmare, so maybe we should try to find a different lobby. But first, let's try to make a kill with a dual model 1887. And we died, of course, but I still have hopes. Maybe the noobtubers will chill out. Maybe. And that's not the case, so I will try to find a different lobby and come back. And we did find another lobby. This time it took a while, but still under 10 minutes, so I think that's reasonable. And looks like we're back on Bailout. Hopefully this time there will be less noob tubes and RPGs. I hope. But let's see if we are lucky this time. Okay, let's quickly select a class, and looks like we're playing again as the Russians. I have high hopes for this match. We are still on the same map, but we're starting fresh. Take no prisoners, comrades. Eliminate enemy players. It seems that even the game announcer wants us to do a good job this game. But of course, all the hopes are now gone. I guess they really love the noob tube on this map, but it is what it is. There's no going back now. And they're also using the javelins. Jesus Christ, this is going to be really interesting. Let's go upstairs and see what's going on. Nothing. Maybe we should try on this side. And we finally got a kill. And we died right away to an RPG, but that's okay, we are still at the beginning of the match. I'm guessing once the spawn points are changing, they won't be as close to the camping spot they're using now. Maybe the match will be a bit more balanced, maybe. And we missed that kill, maybe during the Semtex. But of course, as long as they're camping there with rocket launchers and one-man army perk, there's nothing much we can do really. At least not now. And we got another kill. And the third one, this is promising. And another one. And now we have a care package. Finally we got a kill streak. But I'm sure that care package will not come with a nuke. I just hope it's not gonna be ammo or a new AV. And we got a knife kill. And we got the Predator missile. God, I love to see those RPGs flying around. Looks like we're lagging and we missed that kill. So let's quickly get a kill with the Predator drone. And we should go downstairs. Nothing. And looks like we got a Harrier. I suppose this match won't be a complete failure after all. So now let's just enjoy the match, and in the meantime maybe I should talk a little about the MW2 DLCs. In terms of maps, there's nothing much to say really. The attention to detail was incredible, and if we take a moment to admire how well done this map is, it's obvious that the developers back then actually cared. It doesn't feel soulless or AI generated like the newer Call of Duty maps are. You can actually feel that real people spend time and passion into actually making this map. And while it's still an extension of the campaign, this map for example coming from the campaign mission Wolverines, back then they still managed to bring something fresh, you know, like a new perspective on a single player mission but in multiplayer. Pretty much the rest is history, really. This map was part of the first DLC ever to be released for this game, the Stimulus package, which was released at the end of March 2010 on Xbox 360. I remember it was released earlier on Xbox, although I was playing MW2 on both PC and Xbox. I had to get it on Xbox first for this reason. Then later the same year, during the summer in June, the Resurgence pack was released, first on Xbox and then later in July on PC. And once again I had to get it on Xbox first and then on PC. And man, I have to tell you, back then there were simpler times, you know, before skill-based matchmaking and AI fucking listening to your voice chat, so God forbid you say a bad word or cringe and gay operator skins. And not only that, but people used to be actually hyped for a new Call of Duty release, going to midnight releases and so on. Nowadays, nobody's really hyped anymore for the new Call of Duty. You already know it's going to be the same shitty game like the previous year, with the same retarded operators, which looks like non-binary clowns, with no real-life factions and a weak campaign. But it is what it is. The only thing we can do is playing the old games while we still can. This game constitutes a significant part of my life, spending most of my childhood and early adult life playing it. And I know it sounds weird, that someone is considering a piece of software as an important part of his life, but I don't really care, to be honest. Modern Warfare 2 and Windows 7 actually will always be important for me, and I think 2009 was one of the best years, just because both released that year. And I genuinely think that year was also revolutionary both in terms of hardware and culture, actually. I mean, we got the best consoles with the best dashboards ever, the best movies, the best music, the best clothes, and the society was overall more sane. I genuinely don't know how we managed to ruin everything since 2015 onwards. It's ridiculous actually if you think about it. And in regards to video games, most of the mainstream studios at this point are long past the event horizon, so I suppose we have to accept that we will never have something as good as MW2. And many people can argue this is solely nostalgia and that people like me are simply refusing to move on, and that's true to an extent. I am of course nostalgic for that time period, and honestly, why should I move on if the so-called modern alternative is a shit downgrade version of what I used to have 16 years ago? But anyways, it's irrelevant. We should switch our focus back on the main topic of the video, which is if the Modern Warfare 2 with the DLCs is still playable in 2025. And I think you already got your answer. Yes, it is still playable, it is still populated, and with a decent internet connection you can find lobbies, like in less than 2 minutes at any time of the day. One disadvantage will be the fact that you can't really play with non-DLC players, but this might be a blessing in disguise. From time to time, some retard will decide to host a modded lobby on TDM, and it will force all players to join that shitty lobby. If you have the DLCs installed, you can read both of the modded lobby problems and the occasional hackers you can still encounter on the basic version of MW2. And I think that's quite good actually. But anyways, today's test concludes. Thank you very much for watching and have fun, I guess.